Good morning, student. Today we will start with the standard 11th economics. So, chapter number 1 in economics is economics and introduction. Myself, Santosh sir, introducing on behalf of Divine Life International School. So, economics, this is the new subject for you students. You might be studied in SS standard 9th and 10th. In some part of that, which are having history, geography, civics, and economics. But in 11th commerce and 12th commerce, and up to uh, higher level also, you will be studying the economics as a subject, and it is very important subject right now prevailing in our country also. So due to that, first of all, we will start with the introduction. Human beings are intellectual creatures, and thus they are able to group, distinguish, and examine their surrounding and environments. To ensure a happy living, they have created various institutions like the social, political, and economic system. This means that our human beings, we can't able to live, a single person can't live a life alone, right? So we are, since the ancient ages, we are living slowly and slowly, gradually. As we are developing, we are living in a group of people, in a group of families, and slowly we generated village, and from the village right now a modern city has been invented. So economic consists of a human beings behavior as well as their needs to satisfy their wants, and due to for that, the different kind of sources which he or she require to fulfill that. And it has been institutions like the social, and we are bounded by the social families, with the political issues and economic systems which are prevailing in the country or in the world. So in order to understand that systematic significance, sustain them from a long period of time, and to resolve the complexity in such system, human being formulated certain principles based upon various philosophies and sciences. In this chapter, you will be reading out that various philosophers, various economists have explained what is the meaning of economics, and what are the sources and what are the principles in which we are following the economic policies to live a good, healthy life in our day-to-day activity. So as I told, since the ancient ages, like in the pre-history era also, the people are being, human beings are deal with the differences of solve certain complexity by entering in feuds, fights and battles with each other to fulfill the requirement of their country and natives. So however, with the development and progress of civilization, human beings are able to logically resolve differences and complexity of life by creating using philosophy and principle. So economic development is essential for the philosophy and science, which different philosophers have given the principles of economics to be followed by, and the science of rational economic behavior with the human beings, with other human beings. So first of all, we will see through the meaning of economics. The word economics in Indian thought, first of all, in Indian thoughts, according to our uh, mythological behavior, or we can say our according to our culture, Indian thoughts is a Earth Shastra. That is, economics is been named as an Earth Shastra in Indian thoughts, which is derived from the Sanskrit word earth, meaning purpose. The meaning of earth in Sanskrit is purpose or a goal. A human being's aim or a goal or a purpose to live a life in this world. And thus, Earth Shastra in Sanskrit means the science of benefits or purpose in practical life. That means a human being has been born in this world. For what? Every person have one or other purpose to live a life. So we should have a benefits of a human being, as well as a purpose to live a good life in a practical way. That consists of economics. In our Sanskrit meaning is that is Arthashastra. So I am repeating it again. The word economics is thought is Arthashastra, which is derived from the Sanskrit word earth, meaning purpose or a goal. A human being should born in this world, he or she should have a goal to live a life, a purpose to live a good life, and that means an Arthashastra. That means a science of benefit or a purpose in practical life. As I have told, economics means in Indian thoughts, and then the English word that is economics has been actually derived from the Greek word that is economos. That means okios means a household, and nomos means management, and hence economic means a management of household. That means a oikonomos. That is means a household management is known as an economics according to Greek. Now the next topic is economics in Indian thought. The history of Indian culture is almost more than 5000 years old, and thus Indian philosophy depicts various aspects of human life and provide insights into a way of life. That means our ancient civilization, since the ancient ages, we are developing slowly and we are having an aspect of human life providing the insight into a way of life, how a person should live a life, a good life. That means there is an Indian thoughts, the four purusarthas is there. That is a purusarthas means a purpose of human being, purpose of human beings to live in this world. That is purusarthas. In Indian philosophy, there are four purusarthas are there. First is dharma, second is earth, third is kama, fourth is moksha. Dharma means righteousness, that is duty to perform a good living life in this world with the family, with the neighbors, with the surrounding. That is what a dharma we have to follow. That is righteousness, you can say. The earth means a purpose, benefit and wealth, as we have already discussed in the definition, in the meaning of Arthashastra. Earth means a purpose to live, a benefit which we are getting, and a wealth to acquire from the world. Third is kama. Kama means desire. A human being, all the human beings having their wants and desire. Wants means a need to satisfy the basic thing, a day-to-day life for the whole life prevailing. But desire means kama, that you want a thing which is impossible for you right now, but you want to achieve in future. So that is known as a kama. That is a desire what we have. All the persons is having a desire in their life. And the last one, fourth purusartha is moksha. Moksha means liberation. That is our soul after died we get a moksha. That means we are in the heaven. So every person wants a moksha and a liberation, a freedom of life, and the activity of life done for earth benefits are the subject matter of economics. As 2005 years ago, Kautilya, who is also known as Chanakya, discussed in his book Arthashastra the purpose of economic activity undertaken by the state and a society. The Kautilya, who is also known as Chanakya in India, discussed in his book in the 2005 years ago from right now. So Arthashastra, the purpose of accounting economic activity that undertaken by state and a society, that is a social life, people with the state government, the activity which was been taken, that is known as an economic activity. According to Kautilya, the intention of human being is earth, that is a wealth. The piece of land which is human settlement is earth, that is wealth. And thus the science explaining the purpose of the utility of wealth creation on the earth is called economics. That is the activity which was been done in the earth, that is on the land, and with the getting a purpose of benefits from out of that, that is known as economic activity according to Chanakya Kautilya. Next topic, student, is 1.3 is having development of economy as a science in the West. At the advent of industrial revolution, just as division of labor and specialization were introduced in the industrial sector, where a piece of work is done by the worker or a group of workers who specialize only in that particular job, is known as division of labor and specialization of work. So the knowledge of philosophy also started getting classified into various specialized sciences. That means according to the thoughts of development of economy as a science in the western countries, the definitions was been given by different philosopher and economists. First definition is been given by Adam Smith. According to him, economics is the study of the nature and the causes of wealth of nation. That means economy, according to his definition, economics means a study of a nature, natural wealth, and causes of wealth of nation. That means from the natural wealth we are acquiring for the upbuildment of the wealth of the nation, that is known as an economics according to Adam Smith. The definition of economics by Alfred Malser is given according to him is economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. That means a study of human beings behavior according to the business, according to the work what he does, is been given by a Professor Alfred Malser. The third definition is given by Lionel Robbins. According to Lionel Robbins' definition of economy, economics is the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between and scarce means which have alternative uses. That means economic consists of a science which studies the human day-to-day behavior with the relation with the at the as the relation between ants and the scarce means which have alternative uses. Scarce means thing which is having in a less proportion. We are having in a scarce proportion. The relation between the scarce proportion and the alternative uses of that. That means suppose we are using a petrol, diesel, and all that. So in place of that, we can use a CNG. So we are having an alternative uses of that thing. The study of that kind of activity, according to science behavior, human behavior, which we are choosing from the alternative which we are getting, that is known as an economics, according to Lionel Robbins. Next definition is been given by Paul Samuelson. The definition of economics by Paul Samuelson is that the economy is a study of how people and society end up choosing, how the people and society end up choosing with our or without the use of money. The employs scarce productive resources that could have alternative uses to produce various commodities over time and distributing them for consumption now or in the future. That means economy is the study of people and society ending up choosing what they want to do to achieve their goal or a purpose of living with or without a money to employ scarce productive resources. The employee which are having a productivity, according to him, he work. So according to this, we have given that unlimited, that as an any field of science deal with the problem question, and economics deals with the question. So how to allocate limited resources which we are having as resources in a field of limited resources which we want to exploit it, which have alternative uses, and to satisfy the recurring of these unlimited human wants in order to satisfy, to increase the well-being of society. So we are having a human beings having a different want. To satisfy that wants, we are producing the different kind of goods to satisfy their wants. They are having a human. Yes, student, the definition of economics by Paul Samuelson, as I told in his book Foundation of Economic Analysis, published in 1947, Samuelson defines economy as a study of people and society of choosing with or without or use of money to employ scarce productivity resources could have alternative uses to produce various commodity on time over a time and distribution them to consumption. So now in the future and among various person in the society. So these are all the definitions have been commonly point out that economic studies human behavior in positive nature, adopts scientific method and methodologies, and thus it is a social science. Now the next topic, student, is economic activity and non-economic activity. Yes, student, the next topic is economic activity and non-economic activity. The economic activity means an activity which has been performed with the purpose of getting economic benefit in the form of income, involving exchange of goods, services, and or a factor as well as involving cost is called economic activity. So as I told, definition of economic activity, an activity of any human beings which is in performing, and out of that activity he is getting a benefit in the form of income or in the form of goods or services or any other factor involving the cost. It is known as an economic activity. Some of the important aspects are been there to satisfy the some wants and involvement of exchange of goods. The example of economic activities first is eating in a restaurant. A person who eats a food in a restaurant, he satisfied his needs by incurring expenses by giving a money in return after eating the food. Second economic activities is in watching a movie in a theater. So in this, while watching a movie in a theater, he incurs his expenses to get entertainment out of that, and by paying the some amount in return for the entertainment cost. Work in one's own form, that is to exert labor and get outputs. That means a person is working in his own farm or in his own firm also, in any way, any business. So he is working for that and he is getting an exert labor and get output. That means output work also is been producing, and one kind of labor person expenses he is getting out of that, which is been not been provided, which is his expenses is been less out of that. Next is get employed in a school to teach as a school teacher, so provide services and get a salary. A teacher is teaching in a school, he or she is providing a service to the student, to the school also, and he is getting a salary out of that. That means it is an economic activity. The human requirements are plenty. Activity of fulfillment is requirement through a transaction which involve cost and benefit of both the side is called economic activity. That means any activity, any work which was been given by one person to another person or any firm or any company or an industry, and out of that work another person or another owner is giving the benefits of income or services or goods, so that activity is known as an economic activity. So farmers need a motorcycle, for example, if we can say they like human activity is like farmers, lawyers, teachers, actors, governments all perform economic activity. The following chain of activities another example to clarify that the meaning of economic activity. A farmer and a motorcycle needs a motorcycle, so he need to earn income to pay for the motorcycle. She works or he works in her farm and sells the output for money. That a seller of motorcycle who earns money by selling the motorcycle spend it to fulfill some other needs. That is a very good example is given. Suppose of one farmer is that he needs a motorcycle for his work in the farm, right? To purchase a raw material, anything like that. For that he is earning from the farm, and from the earning from the farm he gives his expenses to buy a motorcycle. And a motorcycle owner who is selling the motorcycle to people, for him whichever the expenses is he been occurred in for the producing the motorcycle, he is been getting that income out of that farmer, and he is expensing that money, and he is spending that money towards the economic activity for the benefit of his or family. Now with the economic activity, another opposite activity is known as non-economic activity. Now what is non-economic activity? An activity which is performed without the specific purpose of obtaining economic gain is called non-economic activity. Means that any person is doing some work or helping some person, another person, for his household work or an industry work or anything work, and out of that work he is not getting any income out of that, any salary or not any profit he is getting. Without any income benefits, he is helping to another person, a person is helping to another person, that activity is known as non-economic activity. It does not involve the exchange of benefits on both the side of transaction. For example, a charitable activity is activity which is one done out of the love, affection we are doing, companion, etc. The activity involve cost, but does the cost are not incurred to get monetary benefits out of the exchange. Suppose, for example, another example I can give: a mother is cooking a food for the family. If a mother is cooking a food for his child, son, his husband, and his whole family, out of that, after cooking the food, and people are satisfying their hunger, the needs we are satisfied with the eating the food what our mother cook, we are not giving anything out of return of that. That activity is known as a non-economic activity. An activity which has been performed, out of that we are not getting any benefits out of income form or a service or a good. That activity is considered as an non-economic activity. Now the student next topic is 1.5, that is a microeconomics and a macroeconomics. Microeconomics is a study analysis of behavior of individual units of an economy. That means microeconomics means a study of an individual thing, individual firm, individual person, individual active goods. A study of individual things, a behavior out of that individual is known as a study of microeconomics. And a macroeconomics is opposite of that. It is a very last thing. It is a macroeconomic studies issues which emerge from the entire economic setup and impart the entire economic setup. That is the whole person, that a group of a people or group of a firm or group of a industries, that study of that group of people or group of behavior of society that is known as a study of macroeconomics. That I'm repeating again. Microeconomics is an analysis is done in this individual economic unit as well as a study of economy as whole. Hence, the purpose of analyzing an entire study of economic is classified into two, that is micro and macro. So, micro is a study of individual units, and macro is the study of behavior of individual unit of the economy. And microeconomics analyzes uses of principle of margination analysis of individual unit and make decision. So, as I told, macroeconomics micro has set scientific principles showing behavior of individual person or a unit or a firm, and microeconomics studies issue which emerges from the entire company setup and impact the entire economic setup. For example, determination of national income, unemployment of poverty, growth rate, and demographic profile of a population are topics studied under macroeconomics, because we are talking about the whole. We are talking about the whole nation people, whole nation people's employment ratios, poverty, population. We are counting. That means we are counting the whole nation, whole population of Indian society. But as a micro is a scientific principle showing behavior of individual only. So hence it is been said that the macroeconomic analysis helps to give principle of resources management and increase national income, reduce employment, poverty, inflation, and so on. However, the behavior of individual economic units impact the macroeconomics parameter, and the macroeconomics parameter impact the decision of individual economic units. That means both microeconomics and macroeconomics both are interrelated with each other and both affects each other. As a macro, for the study of macroeconomics, we want an individual to be collective in the form. If the individual economy, that is an microeconomics, is not working properly, that means it will affect on a macroeconomics. Same way a macroeconomics is in the situation where there is a problem of anything counting and anything like that, that means a microeconomy will automatically affect out of that. So this is the definition and explanation of microeconomics and macroeconomics.